I'm a CEO of Gadiyar Engineering Consultant. I always wanted to become an architect. The idea behind starting the business was always to solve others' problem. It all starts from the honesty. This is what my father taught. If you ask me who is Mohammed Sinan, he is someone who is trying to build something meaningful. And I want to be the person who can make things easy. So I want to say that engineering is not boring. It's very interesting and it can solve a lot of problems. So choosing the right team for your construction, I would say, is the number one factors you have to be looking for.
Right, welcome everybody. Today I have an incredible guest, Mr. Mohammed Sinan. He runs an engineering consultancy company here in Dubai. Now, I've worked with you for a little while, and what I didn't want to do today is just talk about your work, okay? Because everyone works and nobody cares most of the time. So what I wanted to say and get into today is, who are you? Who's the core under your work? And if you wanted to give people just a few things that they could know about you, what would they be? So that's what the focus on this little conversation is going to be. So firstly, why don't you introduce yourself and what you do, why you do it?
Technically, I'm a CEO of Gadiyar Engineering Consultant, and we are based in Dubai, Sharjah, and Abu Dhabi. We have multiple companies in all over the Emirates. It's mostly related to the construction field. I'm someone who's passionate about the buildings. I've always been passionate about the buildings. There's a funny story I want to share with you. I'm a civil engineer. I always wanted to become an architect. And the reason is even more funnier. All our friends used to say that when you become an architect, you become more smarter. People tend to follow you and you become famous. So that was the idea behind being an architect. But anyway, I became a civil engineer, alhamdulillah. And I'm where I am today, alhamdulillah. All thanks to God and the support we got from the people, especially my family. So if you ask me who is Mohammed Sinan, he is someone who is trying to build something meaningful for the society.
It's really beautiful. And you said something here that I like to touch on, because everybody has reasons why they do it, but most people just see the face of it or the words behind it. But you said something that you want to create, it's meaningful to you. What is meaningful to you about creating the buildings?
I was always passionate about buildings. And with this passion, I wanted to create something for the people. As you see in construction now, there are lots of challenges, like be in terms of the money, in terms of the time, in terms of the investments made, and there is a lot of stress. I mean, there's a lot of ambiguity in the market. So seeing all this, I wanted to be the person, and I want to be the person who can make things easy. I was talking to one person. I was telling that man, he was an engineer, but he went on to choose some other field. So I told him, why? Is it because it's boring? So I want to say that engineering is not boring. It's very interesting and it can solve a lot of problems. So I want to be the guy who wants to pass on this message, be resourceful for the society.
And you're in the right city for it as well, Dubai, where the architecture is just absolutely phenomenal. And
exactly.
I see some of the buildings here in Dubai. I start thinking, I never was interested in it before, but now I look at everything, I'm like, wow, how did they do it? I feel like a kid in a candy store, like, wow, what is all this sort of stuff? Because Dubai has such beautiful architecture. But what I want to understand is, you find the buildings beautiful and it's really, really interesting and creative for you. What gets you out of bed? What's the driving force? Is it family? Is it friends? Is it, are you trying to leave a legacy behind? Like, what's the thing for you?
That's a very interesting question. I think it's providing for the people. That's what gets me going. And that's how this journey started. So for me, the most important factor would be providing for the people, be it with my business or any other, if I can help people with anything. That makes me get up in the morning, and I'm always driven by giving my best to my team, to my people, to the clients involved, to my family, to everyone who is associated with me.
It's funny, I remember when I first heard Tony Robbins say that the secret of life is giving.
Exactly.
The secret to living is giving. And a lot of people chasing money, chasing status, chasing power, chasing all these things. And when you get back to the end of it, when you have those things, it's like, what do you do next? And it's always giving back. And I think if you can start your purpose and your business and your life on that, the money flows, life comes and goes, and it just becomes much nicer for you. So what do you think is one of the most important things that people need to know when they're trying to do construction, when they're trying to make buildings? What's like the one piece where it's people get it wrong all the time? What's your biggest frustration with it? Like, you need to know this. What's your one thing?
Construction is very challenging. It's very difficult. So you need to find the right people. I would say, that's where you start from. You need to have the right people, the right expert. So choosing the right team for your construction, I would say, is the number one factors you have to be looking for. If you see, we have around 7 companies, all catering to the construction industry. And the reason we did this is because we want to provide our service in a much more honest way. Because we understand the pain of the investors, the developers. So why not give them service from A to Z? So that's why we started one business. Then they had other issues. Then we started the other business. So this went on up to the 7 companies what we have now. The idea behind starting the business was always to solve others' problem. And that's how we opened the business, and that's why it's successful now.
Who was your first hire? Who's the first person you brought on?
My first hire would be my architect. Yeah.
So instead of you being the architect, the first person you brought on was the architect instead?
Yes. So that's a very interesting way of hiring, actually. I want to tell you that. I hired him, not technically, I hired him 3 years before I opened my business. So I tell my team all the time, I hired him 3 years before. Because I saw him, and he was very talented. He's a young guy. So I told him, when I open my business, I want you to be there with me. And then every year I kept on following up, asking him, what are you doing? And he told me, I'm learning this. I said, learn all the time. So when I started my business, I told him, this is the time to come. And I'm really grateful for him that, without looking left and right, he just came.
And how many years has he been with you now?
It's been almost more than 4 years.
MashaAllah. You're doing something right as a boss then, huh?
Alhamdulillah.
Why do you think it is that they stayed so long?
It all starts from the honesty. This is what my father taught me. He's the mentor I learned from. The most important quality what he has is honesty. And that's what he taught me. So this is what we try to do with all. We deal with very honesty with our team, with the clients, with the vendors, with the supplier, whoever we are dealing with. Honesty is very important in our business.
Do you have an example of being honest, of what that would look like?
When we deal with our team, we commit something which we realize that we are not able to, which is difficult for us to fulfill. But once you commit, we try to fulfill no matter what. Even if it is difficult for the company, even if there is financially it is not a feasible option, we try to fulfill our commitments. The same thing with the client. I remember in the initial days of ours, we worked with one client and we committed to them something. And unfortunately, due to some restrictions from the authority, we could not complete the job. So what we did is we returned back the money. So they were totally surprised. So we told them, this is the honesty. Because we do not look our service only in terms of monetary. It's all about the long relationship.
I've heard a lot of horror stories about people taking money and running, skipping country, or just not giving it back and fighting to the death in court about it. So, yeah, that's really, really beautiful. Well done, man.
Yeah.
And you said something as a passing comment that you learned this from your father as well. What's one of the main things that he's instilled in you as a person, as a leader, and how does it affect you now?
From my initial days, I'm not talking about my business, I'm talking about during my college days. He always used to tell me one thing. Whatever you do, be the best at it. So when I joined engineering, he told me, don't be just an engineer, because there are thousands of engineers, but be the best. So that is one thing he instilled in me, that because if you open a business, there are hundreds of business, there are thousands of business, but you need to stand out. And how do you do that? By giving a very transparent and honest service. That is one thing he instilled in me, which he himself does it, and it came to me.
If you had one piece of advice that you wish you had in your deepest struggles of business at one point, what would it be in that moment? If you could go back to yourself at that point in time and say, this will get you through, what would that be? Because somebody might be in that position right now.
I think there was many instances when there was a challenging times and I thought it is an end of the road. But then give it time. Give it some time. You will come out of it. So I think that's very important. This too shall pass.
Good will always come. If things are bad, it means it's not the end.
Yes.
So good will always come. So this too shall pass. Beautiful. Alright, there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that small, quick conversation with Mr. Mohammed Sinan. Very, very lovely human being. I've had the pleasure of working with for a little while now. And my man, thank you so much for your time. Thank you very much for being here. You're amazing. Cheers.
Thank you very much.